What's up guys, welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you want to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
The volunteer who spoke up was a woman versed in spirit magic, so I gave her a quick lecture on elemental communication.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
She was geared toward the wind element, which made conversation between her and the spirits a relatively smooth process.
Wow, now we really won't get lost, huh?
She said.
The path goes into a dead end up ahead, so we'll want to go back 3 intersections and turn east. But this is gonna be hard to map out.
Kind of. If you just listen to the spirits' voices all the time, you'll tire out the communicator, so you'll want to get the path down on paper, but of course, I had Raphael handle that for me, creating maps I could produce on paper with so much accuracy that you'd think I used some map-making software package. But hang on.
Isn't there a magic spell that puts any diagram you can think of on paper?
There definitely was, I thought. I saw it in the book 101 Wild and Wacky Spells I found in the library.
Report. Search complete. It is the illusory magic thoughtography.
That's the one. Funny how there were still a lot of useful, important magic spells I didn't know, but this kind of nonsense stuck in my brain so easily. I got some good slime cells in me, you know, so my memory skills are even better than before, but with stuff like this, it's like I was back to my old human mind again.
Hey, anyone here know illusory magic?
Oh, I'm a mysticist. Still in training, but
Okay, try learning this spell for me, then. Also,
My friends and I all used thought communication to share ideas with one another. That would have made things easier, but if you wanted to teach something like this to a regular person, magic was still your best bet. I had just the thing for a time like this.
Suggestion. The best option would be the illusory magic channeling.
Ooh, there's that, huh? So I taught thoughtography and channeling to the young man who volunteered his mysticist skills. He gave it a quick whirl, and right away, he was drawing up maps with ease.
Wow, we'll never get lost now. In fact, if we use this magic, we could draw out the full structure of these ruins.
This will make future expeditions so much easier.
Well, I'm glad everyone likes it.
A map's fine and all, but it won't show us any traps or magic-driven mechanisms. Don't drop your guard.
Kagali's order brought the jubilant team back to Earth. Impressive of her to notice that danger without me warning her about it. For today, we decided to go ahead and make our way to the bottom of this section first. We wound up reaching it before dinner. Day 3 began in front of the door to the third and final section. We decided to split up, one team disabling the magic on the door and the other continuing their exploration of the middle section. I had given them an on-the-field tutorial on this yesterday, so today I was just supervising. Milam, Datta, and Ranga were on the exploration team.
Not much to do, eh, Sir Rimuru?
Shion said.
in that case, why don't you go make some drinks for the workers?
Right away.
Shion was right. We didn't really have much to do, but the team was still lobbing questions at me now and again, so I was enjoying it. Cheerfully, Shion set up a table, pouring coffee from a flask into the cups she had lined up. It was an oddly moving sight. Just a little bit ago, letting Shion touch anything that might go into your mouth was verboten.
All set. Care for a quick break, everyone?
We all settled down to relax a bit, the team enjoying her coffee as they had a moment of peace. We still had an eye out for potential attacks, of course, but for now, nothing seemed forthcoming. Hopefully, I wasn't overthinking matters, but now that I was away from Veldora, Maribel and her cohorts might see this as their big chance. If they were going to act, it was now or never. I'd need to stay on my toes as I saw how things went. That, and I needed to keep Kagali and her team guarded, too. I ran a quick analyze and assess, but nobody seemed suspicious among any of them. They all had the abilities they claimed to have, and there was no sign they were under anyone's control, whether via their desires or not. If they were brainwashed, then my eyes, or Raphael's eyes, really, must be deceiving me. I felt safe in dismissing that possibility. But what if they weren't brainwashed, but following orders they truly believed in? That could happen, too, so I couldn't rest easy yet, but none of them were a threat to my life. So I sat back and enjoyed my coffee. After a while, Milam came back carrying a ton of stuff.
Rimuru, look at this. I found so much booty.
To be accurate, she was riding on Ranga empty-handed, while Datta and the other team members were loaded down with swag.
Check it out. They're also perfectly infused with magicules. This alone ought to be a huge harvest for us, huh?
She was right. Most of their booty was battle equipment, and while they were no doubt fine pieces in their heyday, crafted by talented artisans, the magisteel inside them had settled down and vastly upgraded their abilities.
Ooh, you're right, there's not much artistic value, but you could still use a lot of this stuff today.
Right? And look, this one has to be a unique.
It was. Extremely valuable. Not the sort of thing you'd want to have lying around, I thought. It aroused my suspicions.
Where did you find this stuff? Because I doubt Clayman left it untouched without a reason.
Well, there was actually a trap I set off by accident, and a bunch of these golems came lumbering up to us. They were carrying all this.
She explained. That sounded like something I shouldn't ignore, there.
You set off a trap?
No. It went off the moment I stepped into this one corridor. I think even you would have had trouble avoiding it.
Yeah, we used magic to detect traps with every hallway we went down. We weren't being careless or anything.
Gapta added. Milam and Gapta claimed they were being careful, and judging by testimony from the rest of the team, they weren't lying. Something must have been programmed with certain biological lifeform patterns, repelling any intruders who didn't match them. If you didn't know the acceptable wavelengths beforehand, it was impossible for anyone to deactivate. The only logical way through was by force.
Sounds like you had no choice, then. Some of these traps are pretty complex, huh?
Oh yes, it sure taught me a thing or two. We should set something like that up in our own dungeon.
A corridor that only allowed pre-selected people through? Maybe this whole section of the ruins was designed to ward people away from the crypt.
Then perhaps we should assume there are lots of other golems bearing unique weapons. Their weapons must have evolved right in their hands while they were on standby over so many years. It's boggling to think about.
Kagali was right. Good thing we had Milam and Gapta with us. If this expedition team were by themselves, there was a decent chance the golems would have killed them.
Nothing might have happened yesterday, but I bet there are more traps like that in this section of the ruins. But no need to panic. Let's try to act more carefully from tomorrow forward.
Right. It'll be a while before we have the door analyzed, so tomorrow.
Just when Kagali was voicing her agreement, the earth began to shake. A gigantic burst of energy shot across the entire region, including these ruins. Fragments of rock fell from the ceiling, adding to the stress and terror.
What was that?
We gotta get out of here. It's gonna cave in.
Kagali raised her voice to calm her team.
Pipe down. That was just a single jolt. It's not an earthquake. A structure this solid won't fall that easily. Just stay calm and start evacuating.
That was enough to restore order among the team, a testament to how well trained they were.
So what was that?
The cool as a cucumber Gapta casually asked.
Some kind of shockwave just ran across the surface, I think. A pretty big one, too, so it might have affected the palace.
I had a transport gate handy if we needed it, so I wasn't panicking as I answered him. Still, though, like Kagali said, it wasn't an earthquake, but some kind of localized energy blast, which meant it had to be man-made. But just as I was thinking about going back up to look over things, my instincts reacted.
Report. Hostile force detected. At this point in time, the ruins defense system has activated. A large number of activating golems have been detected. There are also other intruders going into the ruins.
Alarms began to blare, followed by a mechanical sounding voice.
Intruders in Diamrita detected. Eliminate at once. Intruders in Diamrita detected. Eliminate at once.
The repeating voice made the danger crystal clear. Now things were critical, the surface wasn't guaranteed to be safe, and we had an emergency inside the ruins.
You're kidding. Did Amrita's defense system just go off by itself?
Kagali's cool, unaffected demeanor was gone now.
There are intruders coming inside,
I said.
Maybe they set off some kind of trap. Too bad the golems won't listen if we tell him we're not involved.
And frankly, I was starting to doubt Kagali herself. She was right near the door. Maybe she could have set off the defenses while I wasn't paying attention. And look at the timing. Other people entering the ruins just when the alarm goes off? That had to be deliberate.
You notice anything, Milam?
No, I didn't hear a thing.
Milam could pick up all thought communications and magical conversations around her. Trying to hide anything from her was pointless, but she didn't overhear anything unusual. I thought the intruders might have been connected to Kagali, but maybe I jumped to conclusions. So she's innocent?
Report. Cannot reach a conclusion. If there is a soul corridor connection, it is possible to engage in a hidden thought communication.
So I couldn't feel safe yet. I really hated having to protect a potential spy while dealing with enemies. If she would have been kind enough to reveal herself and ditch me at this point, it'd make things a lot easier. But oh well.
We're in a bad situation. I think the intruders must be from the organization coming after me,
I said.
It's really true. So that earthquake, too?
But what kind of fools would take on a demon lord?
The team seemed honestly surprised about all this. I didn't question any of their motives. I supposed I'd have to brace myself and keep them protected as I fended off this adversary.
Well, don't worry. I promise I'll step up to keep you all safe.
They looked at me, surprised. Well, that's mean. Did they assume I'd abandon them all in here? We were getting along pretty well. I kinda hoped they trusted in me more.
Just what you wished for, ha, Rimuru?
Said Milam.
Yeah, though I'm not too sure whether they caught me or I caught them. We'll have to see right now.
Just as Raphael predicted, the enemy took the bait. I won't ask how they managed to get in. With the kind of talent they had to choose from, it'd be a snap to sneak past the dark elves up top. Well, let's take this opportunity to end things here. I was anticipating this, and I debated over how to address it. There was nothing to panic about. Quickly, we all moved into our planned intercept positions. The second tremor came along.
What's that? I really don't like the sounds of that.
Even Gapta was growing concerned about events outside. But I didn't have the time to answer him, because now, I could see it. An ominous dragon, advancing upon us from faraway skies.
Whoa, that's real bad.
It was hard, inside the ruins like this, but I used magic sense to follow the magicules to the outside. There I could see a dragon, as vicious as they came. It looked like Veldora on the outside but a measure larger overall. Its skin was ragged, festering, almost rotting off, and its massive aura was exploding out of control. One look told me it packed a massive amount of magicule energy, far beyond what an awakened demon lord possessed. This was a catastrophe-level threat.
That bad?
Yeah, looks like a dragon, but it's way beyond an archdragon. It's probably stronger than a dragon lord, even. Maybe it's one of Veldora's siblings.
Sir Veldora?
It was outside the whole framework of what defined a dragon. My only guess was that it was a true dragon, but it didn't have Veldora's grandeur or personality at all. Maybe grandeur was the wrong term to describe that doofus, actually, but this dragon just seemed different from him, fundamentally.
That.
Then Milam suddenly opened her eyes wide.
Rimuru, I think I got some business to take care of. That dragon.
She squinted into the empty space in front of her, then used spatial transport to vanish from the scene.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. Shout out to Rahul Subramanian, Ice B, Richard Fulton, Josie Angada, Brooke Shield Scully, Rafael Martins, Luminous Eka, Joe Blakeney, 4NDU, and last but not the least, shout out to Geek Crimson. I'll see you guys in the next video.